Do you notice that you have flat feet? Maybe you're noticing as you take wet steps as you get out of the pool, you feel and you see a full foot rather than a little space where that arch should be. Well, there's many reasons why this could be happening, and ultimately it's not just the structure of the foot. What we really want to get when we have flat feet is the function back, because we may not change the structure. Maybe you're born with it. Maybe you're born with flat feet. It's not a bad thing. We just want to be able to use the foot. So these exercises are going to help to bring awareness back into the bottom of that foot so that those muscles which connect all the way from those toes, just think of how your hand kind of moves. If I move my fingers, I'm affecting what's happening in my palm all the way along my wrist joint. It's the same with the foot. So if I actually want to start affecting what's happening at the bottom of my feet, I have to start addressing my toes. Can I wiggle them? Can I separate them? I need to start addressing what's happening at my ankle. Do I have the range of motion in my ankle? Is it super tight and stiff? All things to consider, but we're just gonna look at the bottom of the foot, specifically the arch, and see if we can start to wake it up a bit. Now, one of my favorite things to say is just kick off your shoes and start walking around, doing exercise, doing things around the house barefoot. It's the best thing that you can do because your foot will naturally start to build that strength. But to get specific, one of the exercises I absolutely love is just thinking about rotating around a single leg. So I'm gonna think of just placing my foot down, and I'm gonna put all my pressure on one side. And I'm gonna rotate my hip in as much as I can, and I'll notice that my foot kind of gets squished and contracted. And then I'm gonna rotate my foot all the way out the other way. And I'll notice my knee kind of falls in, not a bad thing, I'm not loading, so it's totally fine. And my foot flattens out. So now I'm gonna start to find the balance within my own foot between opening and getting into that pronation, that flattening of that foot, and then supination, that contracted kind of lifting of the arch. And really, when I start to teach my brain and my body the difference between all the way flat, all the way contracted, I start to build a natural tendency for my body to find neutral on its own without having to force it. So that's why I like to find the balance of both extremes. Push into more of that flat foot, pull up into that high arch, play with it, see what it feels like. That foot might even be tired after you do about 5 to 10 of them, but it's great to build that awareness and do this on a consistent daily basis. The next one that's really hard for people to connect is called a short arc exercise. So what we're trying to do here, and you can do it sitting down, we're just gonna focus on the inside of my foot here. Now, it's not bending of the toes. It's not pulling a towel and really forcing all of that back. That's an exercise you can do, but one that's even harder is only pulling the ball of the big toe toward the heel. So you're essentially keeping the toe straight, digging the ball of this big toe down and back toward my heel. So I'm trying to think of lifting. It's almost like getting this midfoot to lift and contract here. Again, something that your brain's gonna be like, what? What is happening? It takes time. So sit down, take anything else out of the picture, and then try to think of pulling that ball without crunching those toes and pulling it together. I promise it gets better with time. You just gotta keep coming back to it again and again. The next thing is really using your feet, working your feet. So are you doing heel raises? Staying right over the ball of the big toe. So not letting it fall out and just kind of going up and down, but actually intentionally staying right over the ball of the foot, getting that big toe extension and slowly controlling it back. So right over the ball of the big toe, keeping those ankles toward each other and then slowly coming down. You can do this on a higher surface too. Allow those heels to fall even lower and get full range of motion. Great one to start to practice. Also, one that I like is just toe raises. So going the other way, you can even lean up against a wall, get those feet out in front of you, and increase that range of motion by bringing those toes up, okay? When we work the entire foot, the entire complex of that lower leg, we help to build that strength and stability in the foot so that the function of that arch starts to work. Maybe not the structure, again, flat feet, we don't care. We want the function to work. So practice this, kick off your shoes more, walk barefoot. Comment below and let me know what you experience, what you feel with all of these exercises. If you love what you're learning, don't forget there's so much more that I have in store. So hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos so that you don't miss anything and you continue to learn and feel amazing within your body.